Hello and welcome, Star Wars fans, to this week's episode of Duel of the Rings, a show where we debate takes so hot that they'd melt a planet with twin suns. My name is Brody, and this week I'm joined by my co-hosts Amanda and Christian as we attempt to discover what story is truly the best from a galaxy far, far away. On this week's episode, we're going to be discussing ranks and hot takes from the Mandalorian Season 3, Chapter 20. By the end of this episode, we'll have a definitive answer on where this piece of Star Wars content ranks amongst the rest. With that said, let's get this show started. Christian and Amanda, we're coming close. Star Wars Celebration, less than 2 weeks away.
Yeah, we are.
I can almost smell it.
Yeah.
Smell it through the phone. It's coming here.
It's
coming up quick. Are you guys ready?
No, we're going there. It's not coming here.
Oh, we're
Yeah,
it's
we
coming
are
to
going
the Duel of the Rings studio.
Coming here.
We're hosting all of you fans.
I'm
of this
not
lovely
packed
place.
yet.
We're crossing the pond.
You're packed, Christian.
I'm finally packed, but there are so many other things I gotta look at and line up.
How are you going to keep yourself busy on the flight?
Oh,
just
I'm
sleep?
sure my kids will keep me busy.
I bought a Switch. My kids can just,
That's
Go to
smart. I'm
sleep.
going to bring
I
the
got-
Switch. I've never played Knights of the Old Republic, so I feel like
Wow,
now is the
let's
perfect time to do
go.
that.
I got Lego
Nice.
Star Wars for that reason.
Nice.
We're gonna game it up. So while Christian is
I'm gonna
entertained
bring
by
a
his
book.
kids.
You know,
you are Amish.
boring.
I'm not Amish, but yeah.
He does not like tech. Everyone, we learned this.
I love tech. I think tech helps people.
and Wrecker and
And Hunter.
Oh,
you know what I also love? I'm so excited. We have an awesome guest in attendance
Yes.
tonight. She puts out fantastic stuff on TikTok. Should we just bring her in?
Let's do it.
bring her out.
Let's
Roll
do
out
it.
the red
We've got our
carpet.
good friend Jilly here with us. Jilly, how are you doing today?
I'm great, Brody. Thank you for having me.
Well, thanks for
Welcome.
coming on. Now, before we get started, you put out great stuff on TikTok. So where can the good listeners check you out? Where are you at?
Thank you. I am mostly just on TikTok right now, though, as you guys maybe have been following the Congress nonsense that's going on. I might be going to YouTube as well soon under the same username, Leia It Down.
Love it.
Nice.
Love it. So
Nice.
we were talking beforehand. You've got you got into Star Wars watching the prequels. So explain that origin story to our audience a little bit. How old were you? What was your exposure to it? What was that like?
So I have liked Star Wars as long as I can remember. My dad was really into the originals, so we had the box set. We had the VHS gold box set growing up. And, he showed them all to me really young. And then as the prequels were coming out, we would go and watch them, the premieres, which I was young when, Phantom Menace came out because I was born in 96. But I specifically remember Revenge of the Sith's opening because, the last part when they're on Mustafar, I had to pee so bad. But I did not get up because I was so enthralled.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Yeah. I've
That's
always
awesome.
liked it ever since then. And
That's
didn't know about the discourse until smartphones were a thing.
Right?
Yeah.
I got on the internet
We
in
were all
high school and I'm
oblivious.
like, no one likes these. What is this?
These are cinema gold.
But also if social media existed when the original trilogy came out, I bet it would have not been as overwhelmingly positive either.
There'll always be
There'll
haters.
always be haters.
Yeah.
Back when people had to write their tweets via mail and just
Maybe, like,
send it out.
Pay for
Exactly.
postage.
Yeah, it's
Send
just
it on a horse.
It's not as satisfying when you
Just-
can just respond, be like, wow, delete your account.
Yeah.
Well, tell you what, I don't want to delete my memories of this episode I just watched.
Oh, there we go.
Amanda, for the folks who just watched it, but they weren't paying a whole lot of attention to this banger. Yeah. What was it all about?
So we're at chapter 20, The Foundling. Back with the tribe, Din tells Grogu it's time for him to start training with the other foundlings. He volunteers Grogu to a challenge against another foundling using training darts. Grogu gets 2 points against him before Din gives him a pep talk and encourages Grogu to show his power. This time, Grogu pulls some Yoda-style jump moves around his opponent and hits all 3 darts in his chest. After the win, a giant Reptavin
Rodan.
Reptile flying.
Dinosaur
I don't know.
dragon
Ding.
sweeps
Yeah,
in and takes one of the foundlings. Mando, Paz, and Bo try to chase the dragon down, but need to regroup to take a covert approach. While the group leaves little Grogu behind, the armorer begins to build a new piece of armor for Grogu. While she is hammering the piece into shape, Grogu has a flashback to the traumatic experience of Order 66 and the Jedi who saved his life, Kelleran Beck.
Yeah.
Should we just talk about that right away?
Out the gate. Let's.
Yes.
There was a whole part 2 to that
Oh,
episode, but like
we're not.
we'll get to it.
it was
Oh,
right when you see his face. Frickin' A. That was
Okay, so
Mm.
I gotta admit, Jake and I were both watching, and when his face showed up, I could tell like I was supposed to have a reaction
like,
to it.
supposed
I was
to.
like,
I know.
and then it wasn't until after the credits rolled and I saw his name, I was like, oh my gosh, now I'm putting it all together.
I know.
Best.
But that was so cool. It was like
Oh.
even not knowing who he was perfectly on screen at that time. What a commanding presence
It was so
he
cool.
had.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
I actually got it spoiled for me, you guys.
Oh,
I know.
No.
Which it wasn't, I didn't get any story spoiled, but somebody started off with like a Ahmed Best went to from this, and it showed Jar Jar to this,
Ah.
and it just showed him like as the doors open. So I knew he was in the Order 66 scene and, you know, kind of guessed, but we watched it and I'm so happy
wasn't it
that they
heartwarming?
made him the guy. Yes.
Oh, it's so good to see him in the shiny Nubian ship.
Yeah.
We've had our affinity
Oh my
for that
God.
ship
Oh
before
my
on
gosh,
this show.
even that was traumatic because I was like, oh my gosh, Padme told them to wait and help get people off, and they're dying for her, and like no one's here to save them.
It could have been, yes. I immediately
is crazy.
associated that. Yeah.
That could have been it. Because that makes sense. There was a Naboo, all these like folks from Naboo.
Uh-huh.
Why else? Unless she kind of had some foresight. Hey,
Maybe, who knows? Maybe even Jar Jar had told them, "Hey, we
That's-
need
that's a theory.
to help evacuate some of these
Yeah.
people."
or something. Well, I guess she probably didn't know at the time because all this was going on probably during that all.
She was crying.
You're breaking my heart.
So maybe she didn't know quite yet. But
But it was
still.
so awesome. He's wielding dual lightsabers, and
Yes.
I'll be honest, I did not know, or I did not realize we had the kids game show, the Jedi Temple Challenge.
Me either.
But it was because I was just looking up. I was like, all right, what do we all know about Kelleran Beck?
Yeah.
Wikipedia. Then I was reading Wikipedia, and I was like, no freaking way. The game show. I go to the game show. I watched the first episode. I'm like, they freaking canonized this guy. And it was
That's
just
amazing.
It's just so awesome that they pulled from that game show like 3 years ago and canonizing him. And another fun thing, when I was in this rabbit hole of Wikipedia, Kelleran Beck is related to, it was Ahmed Beck
From Attack of the Clones.
from
right?
Attack of the Clones,
Yeah.
another side character that Ahmed Best played in live action. He's just a background character when they're like in the bar
Okay.
hunting down
Brothers.
Zam Whistle.
Wow.
It might be brothers.
Twin
He's got
brothers.
a Jedi. Yeah.
But it's like it's stuff like that just makes it fun
Yes.
to be a
Mhm.
Star Wars fan, when you partake
Yes.
in that journey.
I love a callback, all the lines, all the characters. It's one
Oh,
of my
yeah.
favorite things is just how big the universe is, that you can constantly have cameos and Easter eggs. I love it.
Right?
Yes, and I'm glad that they went with this sort of subtle character instead of like the big, like, oh, it's Mace Windu, or somebody. I know a lot of
Yeah.
people were maybe thinking that Quinlan Voss was going to be the Jedi, knowing
Yeah.
that he was connected to the path in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. But I think this was the perfect way to bring his character
Yeah.
into the world.
It was
Oh,
a
yeah.
wonderful surprise.
And for me, like what got me emotional wasn't so much his like reappearance. That was cool. But, like anyone that knows me, like, yeah, my career is a little part of my life and put a lot of time into some of the stuff I do. And knowing this guy put together a pretty decent performance. In fact, I'd say it was a good performance as a voice actor. There's nothing wrong with him as Jar Jar. But he goes out to say how it ruined his career and all of these things. It's just the amount of hate that this man got for darn near 20 years. And
Yeah.
now he comes back And when he does, the people around the world just crying. Not so much because he's back, but just they're like, yes, he's been done. Just they're crying for him.
Mhm.
And that
Yeah.
love that he got, it made me just so happy to see that. Wow, they just had to grow up.
Yeah, me too.
Jar Jar's been redeemed.
They just had to get smartphones themselves.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's pretty much what Ewan McGregor said, before, after Kenobi came out in one of his interviews. He was like, that's just what we had to do. We had to wait for the people we made it for to grow up. And now we're getting all the love, and it's great. And I'm really glad Ahmed Best is a part of that now. And it's not, just Hayden and Ewan and the main characters. You know what I mean?
Yes,
for sure.
I hope they keep bringing him back for callbacks or the what are those flashback scenes. I think that'd be so
his
awesome.
story
to
is still
Put him in the
unfinished.
Jedi Fallen Order games
Yes,
and
do it.
this whole series with Cal Kestis.
Yeah,
so
that's
cool.
interesting.
I was bought in. He looked in those eyes, those intense eyes he gave
He
me.
was
fighting.
I was like, this is pretty dope.
And you got your boy.
Tamara Morrison.
Yeah,
Yes.
his voice all around. It was great hearing
Again.
his voice.
As a clone.
As the 501st.
The 501st,
yeah.
baby.
I was just sitting there loving every second. I was like, they're not gonna say anything though. They're not, because like when you saw him that whatever show, maybe it was the Book of Boba where you see him, I'm like, that's so cool. But and then this time, had a lot of dialogue.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I was
Fanboying.
I was so happy. I was
Nice.
so happy.
Okay, but there was one part of that sequence that I really didn't care for, and it was the motorcycle sidecar of it all.
Sure.
Like the whole chase.
Yeah,
Really?
I
That
was
bothered
like,
you?
why? I don't know. It felt like Hagrid, like from
Yes.
Harry Potter.
Oh my
and I was
God.
like,
I totally
this is
did.
just like weird. I don't know. Like it's a little too on the nose that it's like a sidecar.
Yeah.
Right.
Personally,
I get that. I
was
get
like-
that.
But I mean, I do love when Star Wars is corny and dumb and stuff like that. So
Or like how the clone follows him and the train's coming on. And
Yeah.
that shot.
Yeah.
I didn't have a problem with it.
as I was watching it, I was like, I know so many bros are gonna be like, when was Star Wars ever silly or like chasing or things like that?
What?
It's like, bro, I already like no, don't even.
What am I watching?
Yeah, that's true. But it was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And it was cool to see the the pre-TIE fighters. What are those ships?
Oh, like the V-Wings?
But I think they had green sounding guns now, and it had that TIE fighter.
Oh,
like,
yeah. Very cool.
kind of sound with the guns made the same sound. So like, oh, this is an early iteration of that. Like I think we see it later.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was cool.
It was.
Yeah. It reminded me a little of when they chase Zam Wessel in Attack of the Clones, just like the
Yeah.
tunnels and the little chase scene.
Yeah,
And then I think they,
traffic.
just wanted to bring back the clone ships too.
Oh,
Yes.
so what are
The
those called? Those
sounds.
gunships?
Yeah, the gun
Oh,
Yeah,
It's
gunships.
just,
Yeah.
it's so fun to just hear the familiar sounds, see the
Mhm.
I
familiar
know.
places.
It was
Every
so
time I see
cool.
Coruscant, I'm just like, I need more. Like I need
Me
like it's just so
too.
cool.
We've gotten so much with Bad Batch this last couple episodes or whatever this season. We've got it with Obi-Wan or no, not Obi-Wan. No. But we got some other shows this year. I feel like we keep seeing Coruscant now.
Yeah.
We keep coming back to it.
It's nice.
Last couple of episodes with
Yep.
Mando.
Mando, yeah.
And it's going to be in Jedi Survivor, which comes out next month.
Oh,
Yes.
I didn't know we're going to Coruscant in that.
Yes. At least it's in the trailer.
Wow. I've actually been kind of staying away
Oh.
from trailers just to that's sort of been my new philosophy going into
Staying
things.
away.
Yeah.
I'll watch
I
a
gotcha.
teaser trailer of things now, but I just like to be a little more
Yeah,
surprised.
just go into it
Mhm.
blind. I like Dyad in the Force. Thank you for saying they are Alpha 3 Nimbus V-Wings.
And also the
I
folks at
completely
Dyad,
trust.
they did bring up that I think it was maybe Element 7 who was hoping it would be Quinlan Voss. And I'm still sticking with him. I hope we get now I'm happy that we got
Yes.
Ahmed Best. I think that was beautiful.
Mm.
Just beautiful all around. But I still want to see Quinlan Voss. They teased it in Obi-Wan.
I definitely want to see Voss, but I will say I didn't think it was going to be him just because I feel like personality-wise, he would have like fought Anakin to death.
Mm,
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like he
yeah,
was
yeah.
he also had that really fiery personality. So I don't know that he would have actually ran, tried
yeah.
to escape. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I want to know where he is during all this.
I know.
All this stuff's going down. They're gonna get to it. The fans want it too much. So
Maybe.
that was a pretty awesome part of the episode. What else happened?
Dude, we had aerial dogfight combat with a.
We got a dragon
Yeah,
in Star Wars.
I never
Yes.
thought I'd see Mandalorians like jetpacking around and fighting like a dragon. Like that's what a treat.
That
I
was
mean,
so
you
cool.
would think that with so much time to train that they would have better offensive maneuvers. They'd be like calling out like Omaha, and then they would all know to like
Omaha.
move here and there. And
That's good.
That's awesome. I don't know what it was, but I got so excited when Bo-Katan went and like shot her cord into it and then made this like Spidey pose.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I was just like, it just looked so cool. I was like,
Stab.
and then came in, stab.
Shank.
It's like, this is so awesome.
yeah.
I'm loving this.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I loved that moment when Paz Vizsla is like, he's my son.
Yeah.
And like, oh, that just kind of hit
Yeah.
me like a.
And then the the dragon came up and then he took the sticks and he like
Yeah, he won't
Yeah.
say
I'm
baby.
gonna hide. I laughed at that. That was funny to me. He was like, I'm getting my son, but sticks.
What did
I'm covered up.
that was? What did you all think when he's just coughing up the sun? Like that was a bit jarring. but
That was
It
intense.
was jarring. I was like,
Yeah.
how is he still alive? But then immediately went, oh, well, Boba Fett in the Sarlacc pit, I guess.
Yeah.
I
They're
was
pretty
thinking that too.
durable.
I'm like, and it's also weird because like I watched I think it was Ryan something from he's got a YouTube channel.
Oh, Screen Rant
Yeah, I think so.
or Screen Crush?
Ryan Airy, I think his
Sorry, I
name
don't
is.
know.
Super great. And he was saying how he believed that names are so hard today. The big Mandalorian guys,
Paz
John
Vizsla.
Favreau, Paz
Yeah.
Vizsla.
Mhm.
He was saying how he thought he was the dad of that kid because the previous episode they kept going back shot to shot with him watching that ceremony. And so so he called it. And watching it play out, I thought it was interesting knowing, well, my kid might be getting eaten alive, but we should camp here for the night. I'm like,
Honestly.
You don't want to, you don't
Okay,
want to risk it.
I
You don't
also
wanna wake him
liked
up.
I also liked the little detail that their jetpacks were running
That
out
was
of
cool.
fuel
Yeah.
because that is something that we don't really see happen.
Yep.
And it is a practical. I felt like we felt the weight of the practicality of them because also like the way that they would fall down or how they were trying to catch themselves as they were free falling felt more realistic.
You got to have finite fuel
Yeah.
yeah,
Or clean energy.
or clean energy.
like yes.
Start adding like solar panel to your helmet,
Yeah,
you go.
there
Then
you
you
go.
can fly when the sun shines.
And those babies were scary.
Those babies were
They were
huge.
horrifying.
And let's talk about Bo-Katan's ship just being able to fit like, a
You
whole
just slammed the
zoo.
ball, yeah.
Forget Noah's Ark.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
Bo-Katan's ship now.
Yeah.
And YouTube thumbnail of Bo-Katan having Noah's Ark with those crazy, creepy looking babies. That was also a really cool shot. I loved before the opening where you see it kind of like Top Gun riding off into the sunset following, and this really awesome CGI
Yeah, that was
version of it.
cool.
I literally heard like the Top Gun theme though as I saw like the sun is just
Oh, see, I heard what's the one the
just riding off.
Oh, I know
literally
what you're
riding-
talking about. Yeah.
friggin'
I know what you're talking about.
Vietnam.
Yeah.
Yeah. riding off into the
What can I
sunset.
think of it?
I know what you're talking about though. I just don't know the name either. Because you know me. I don't know
Fortunate
names.
Son.
There we go.
Mm.
There you go.
Lay's Only Hope said they got some Thor Love and Thunder vibes from the. I haven't seen that, so I guess
Hey,
I
don't.
missed out.
Neither have I.
Don't.
Okay.
Don't.
So
I'm
sorry.
doing you a favor.
But yeah, when she was like, "Yeah, we brought some new foundlings," I was like, "What did they bring?" But now that's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
I'm seeing like the Game
They're
of
gonna
Thrones
frickin' ride
crossover
those
where we're gonna like
things.
raise the baby dragons to
Yeah.
now like fight for them.
How to Train Your Dragon.
yeah, and
Honestly.
what were you thinking during all of this, Jilly?
Well, Bo-Katan was just killing it. I mean, where would they be without her? I'm sorry, but it was kind of hilarious when Vizsla and Din Djarin go after the Raptor-Dactyl, whatever it was,
Yeah.
yeah.
with their jetpacks. Obviously that's what you do. But then they're running out of fuel, and Bo-Katan just zooms past with her ship, and it's like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
she
made sense.
She thought that
That was
out a
pretty
lot
cool.
more.
And I was glad they rightfully like promoted her to the rank of chief of that party.
Yes.
And like that was funny when he's like, you get to sit by the fire.
Yeah.
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 And I was
Yeah.
worried about that guy. You know, lots of people have kind of been like, it's hilarious because we can tell like he's mad or he's, you know, affronted by their presence based on their history. But so I was kind of worried that Vizsla was sketchy and maybe he would, you know, I don't know, try to kick him out of the cult or whatever could happen with that. But then after they save his kid, we're all friends now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So funny. But no, I mean, overall, guys, what do we think of this episode?
What did you think about like Grogu getting some more like featured acting?
Oh, yeah.
You know, like his face got a lot more
Mhm.
technically.
And they're really
Advanced.
just teasing that first word.
They are.
You're like, one does not know. Or what is he doesn't speak unless he knows, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like.
They're getting to it.
Maybe my favorite line of it was, "He's too small,"
Yeah.
or "He's small."
He is too small.
He's too young to
Yeah,
fight.
he is too small.
Size matters not.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And
of
they
too.
referenced his age, like he's too young to fight. Well, like, he's 50 years old.
Yeah,
He's older than you, bucko.
Come on, kid. No, and I do think that this it's just going this video game route. We've already talked about it, but like he keeps adding armor, adding friends. Now he's got this big clan. Now Bo-Katan's probably gonna take over. She's gonna have a mythosaur, even though no one, by the way, I think that's so funny. People don't believe it. It's like, you guys have all these crazy beliefs. She comes in with something, you're like, it's not real. But anyway,
Well, who's saying that? Are you saying because the armor?
the armor was just like not that.
See,
fun.
So I think there's room for interpretation here. I think there's a lot of like, it's not that she's flat out denying it, but she was like, maybe there's like a power grab here. It's like, oh, if Bo-Katan saw it, like, I don't want her swaying the group or whatever, you know, undermining that.
Interesting,
But she
yeah.
hasn't told anyone else. So you're just talking about the armor.
Yeah, just talking about the armor. But yeah, if this big battle with Thrawn does end up happening, they're gonna have these Rodan, Raptorzilla things going at them. I think they're gonna get that pirate ship. They're gonna have these N1 starfighters and everything else. They're just gonna be going at, like, with all this stuff we've been building up over the years. They're gonna have this just crazy awesome army.
and it really is more obvious now than ever in this episode how Grogu really is like the Mandalorian. How they're talking about him, like, oh, he can't wear a helmet yet.
Yeah.
But also, can you even imagine them trying to cover that cute face up? Like, what's the point of the show?
Yeah. They're gonna have to have a helmet that has holes for the ears.
Like, why would
Just
you
to
put
talk.
it? Why would you cover his face up?
There'll be a new way.
They'll make it.
That's why
They're
be
gonna
like,
make
Yeah, they're
it
gonna be like,
Are
he's
you-
too cute.
Are you telling me armor? We have to cover this up. Like, this is the way. Like, is it though? No.
Can we get a new way?
Yeah, this is the new way.
Yeah.
This is the new way.
They'll make it cute.
Yeah.
Cute little-
I don't know.
All right.
But let's look at the numbers.
the
though.
numbers.
We could go through the highest category
everyone.
and the lowest category.
Hold
What are
on.
we
Whoa,
looking
that's
at?
last week. I'm like 88.53. I was like,
Yeah.
guys, I thought it was good, but whoa. All right, 77.87% overall. So C plus. It sounds cruel. I gave it a 78.4. Amanda 76. Christian at the highest 79.2. I really want to highlight the most important thing about this entire episode. This is 2 weeks. Christian and I have pretty much agreed
Pretty
on something.
close.
Less than 1% away from each other. Again,
Maybe Mando's our jam.
I
Yeah.
know. Either, something's happening here.
Something's happening.
Something's happening, but
But the lowest scoring category was again
the music.
the music. Not that it was bad, but it wasn't as prevalent. Therefore, it still services the story.
But it doesn't
The tech
stand out
club
as
is-
far as
yeah.
the other categories that we review, which
Yeah.
if you're joining us for the first time and don't remember how we rank our episodes, we each give a 1 through 5 score for the story, characters, technical aspects, music, and immersive universe. And then we combine all of our scores and spit out a number
Yes.
for like out of 100%. So this one wraps up at a 77.87. Really good.
Yeah, that was
The
a
highest rated category was immersive universe, which
Yeah.
I don't think
I wonder
surprises anyone.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Yeah.
I feel like you're always going to get a immersive universe win whenever there's an Order 66 flashback.
Yeah, the Coruscant tugs at our heart.
You know.
It's a nostalgia bomb.
Never forget.
Yeah, never forget.
It was really good. I mean, Jilly, what do you think about that score? Too high, too low, on the nose?
Here's the thing. All the book reviews I've done, people have started to notice that unless I don't like the book, which I think it's only been, I wasn't a huge fan of Darth Plagueis, the Legends book. It's been the only Star Wars book I've read that I probably haven't given like 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10. I don't even think I have a set one. I think I do different ones, depending on how I feel that day, you guys. So, when I was a teacher, I'm an easy grader.
Nice. I wish you were my teacher. That would have made my life easier through school.
Thank you. That's very nice. I liked it, but public education is on fire. That's a different podcast.
That is a different show. We don't have the answers to that one.
Sure don't. But yeah, so I mean, I would give it an A+, but like I say, I'm simple.
Hey, no,
happy to be here.
That's your score, and that's awesome.
That's why we have all walks of life come on this show, debate with us when we're being a little too critical, but I think we're fair, mostly because
we love all Star Wars fans.
So overall, this is still a really strong season of Mando, though. If we end up going and looking at the overall episodes, this may not break the top 10 by any means of all Star Wars TV show episodes ever. But Mando season 3 is doing pretty good, sitting at a 79, a little over 79% overall. So yeah, it's solid. Mando's in a good spot.
For our gang.
For an entire show, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good spot. Looks like exactly, it's actually 78.84. So it's sitting below right now. Well, season 2. That's not possible.
Hold on. Possible. Recrunch the numbers.
I gotta recrunch the numbers. I was lying. I'm like, hold on. It can't be lower than season 2. Season 2 was good.
While he's crunching the numbers,
81.27, highest.
Oh, that's very high.
Highest yet. Yeah. Is it highest of any TV show? It's currently this season we have higher ranked than Andor, which is really crazy. Yeah.
Only 3 episodes though, because something we've learned on this show is the more episodes you have, the more of a chance you have at hurting the score and getting lower, because that's just how our averaging. That's how averaging works. But something that we've also kind of learned or become accustomed to when we're ranking shows, usually within the first 3 or 4 episodes, there's a low scoring episode. Because it's like we go off with a banger and then there's some, filler.
I knew you were going to say
filler. I love filler.
Filler,
people get
not
offended
derogatory.
When you say it. I love filler.
Yeah.
But like, when we rank these things, there's usually a lull in these, in the first half of the season. We're going on strong.
Yeah,
with 3
definitely.
episodes for this season, which is pretty unique and pretty cool for the Star Wars.
Well, as of today, unless something changes, where it sits right now, The Mandalorian just surpassed Obi-Wan Kenobi for the number 2 spot for all Star Wars TV shows ever. We'll see if it can maintain its pace. But right now, it's Andor sitting at an 80.18 with 78.29 for Mando and 78.04 for Obi-Wan Kenobi.
And if you want to check out those numbers in more detail and see which episodes rank where, you can check us out at dueloftheranks.com, where all of those rankings are available for you.
Now, that might have sounded like a call to action. You might be thinking, well, this podcast is done. I can go do something else. You'd be wrong. It's time for the hottest segment of this show, the Hot Takes segment. Let's get it.
Don't be too proud of this podcast you've constructed. The ability to rank content is insignificant next to the power of an exceptional hot take.
It is Hot Takes time. And Amanda, you've got a hot take for us, don't you?
I sure do.
I don't think you were on camera at that
wasn't on
time.
camera.
Just like, what did I write down earlier?
I literally just wrote it down.
Okay.
Is it a hot take? I don't know. But I wrote, what in the abandoned Jurassic Park island are we on right now?
Honestly.
Like, it is truly like forgotten. What is the Jurassic Park island named? Come on.
Isla Nublar.
Okay, Nublar. It
Mm.
sounds like a Sims word, if I'm being honest. But
Or Isla Sorna.
It does.
I think it's that one.
okay, well, it seems like this planet has sort of like kind of broken my understanding of Star Wars species, which I'm always down for like new world building and
Yeah, yeah.
stuff. But it feels like they just kind of copy and pasted a Jurassic Park planet here. And we don't really know anything else about this planet other than like Jurassic Park.
Yeah, well, I mean, here's the thing. I do think Jon Favreau was doing a Mosasaurus call out from Jurassic Park
Where like
or Jurassic World. Yeah, where you see the creature come down and it reminds you of that pterodactyl or whatever from Jurassic World where it jumps up, class it. And even I was watching with other folks and they're looking and they're like, is that a Mosasaurus in Star Wars? I'm like, no, that's the crocodile
That's
from a
the
couple
crocodile
episodes ago.
turtle
They're like,
thing.
Yes.
But
that
is
was
it-
is it though?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, you're right. That's that looked like a Mosasaurus. So I feel you. I agree with you. My feathers are not ruffled, so I'm gonna have to say I was milk toast. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, I don't know, you guys.
let's hear it, Jill.
Let's go.
You know
Jill.
what it reminded me of? So
Hmm.
what I've noticed in Mando, totally, all the species, they're like a combination of two things, right? And you know what that's just exactly like? Avatar: The Last Airbender, which Dave Filoni also worked on.
Oh.
Do you guys remember all of there was
Yes.
like turtle ducks and stuff like that? They were goofier animals. But here it's like turtle gator, raptordactyl.
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
like a mixture of two different things, which I don't know. That's what it calls back to me is Avatar.
That's a really great
I like that. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. I did watch a little bit of that growing up. Not a
I
whole
love
lot,
it.
but I
It's-
loved
it's
it.
worth
I
a
did love
rewatch.
it. I did love it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I did love it. So the three things we have if it was a hot take, you vote it up. If it was a bad take, you vote it down.
No, it could be a hot take that you
Oh,
agree
yeah,
with
so-
or a hot take that you disagree
That's
with.
a better
Like
way
it
to phrase
ruffles
it.
your feathers.
But if it doesn't ruffle your feathers at all,
It's a bad take.
it's a milk toast take.
Hmm.
Where do you stand with that? Were your feathers ruffled?
They sure weren't, but it's pretty hard to ruffle my feathers.
I'm sorry. That's too. Christian, what do you think?
I'll say because I think you're going for like an insult, right?
Yeah.
Like you guys get more creative or whatever.
Yeah.
Like you're copying things.
The Jurassic Park films failed for a reason. The
I-
Jurassic
Hold
World,
on.
world,
There
we
world,
go.
world,
There we go.
world.
Oh.
The feathers.
went-
They're
before
ruffled.
There's the feathers.
Don't take that
Okay,
hot take.
I was gonna
vote.
say before you even said that, I do think it's a hot take because you're ruffling feathers of like you're calling out like you're lazy, lazy writing, whatever. So I
Christian
see
gets
that.
very Italian when people are
And
Yeah,
You're lazy.
You're lazy. Get the gabagool. But,
Jurassic Park, even though no one was that mess. Come on.
But no, so I think it's a hot take. I disagree with your hot take because for me, I think that creature, especially in the opening episode, was unique enough, but also that the flying dragon, whatever, that's part of like already existing lore, so they have to use it. But I get you saying.
Okay.
Thumbs down.
All right. Well, with that, sorry, Amanda, you got a milk toast.
You fool! Your take is milk toast.
All right. I've got a hot take too. So
You said it's so depressing. I'm
I-
gonna hot
I
take.
got-
yeah, I'm a little sad about it because look, Mandalorians, I was in love with Boba, Jango, I know, shocker. And I thought they were so
Mhm.
cool, so intelligent, so smart. And don't get me wrong, like when I grew up watching or like reading comics about Boba, I always kind of saw him as like Batman and Predator. Kind of like, yeah, he can do hand-to-hand combat, but he really lets people kind of fall in his trap. And you see a little bit of that with like Empire Strikes Back, him following Han Solo and being all coy and just super cool. And yeah, at least if you're not going to be that, be an awesome fighter. Right now, Mandalorians, and maybe it's just this group of ragtag folks wearing stormtrooper armor and stuff. They kind of seem like idiots.
Mhm.
Just the way they fight they fought the croc. They're like, oh, guys, grapple.
Yeah. let's get
now they're
closer
like,
to it.
Let's go get the kid. They're like, but look, it's dark and that thing's scary. So we're going to sleep down here. If your kid dies, sorry. And he's like, that's fine. It is. I'm kind of tired too now that you mention it. He's probably just in its esophagus. Like he's not dead. It's got airways in there. So it's fine. I'm like, these guys are idiots. They're actual idiots, all of them. So that's my take. I love them, but they're dumb.
There is a case to be made, especially with that first fight with the like snapping turtle gator thing.
Yes.
That I was like, yeah, you guys aren't really
Probably shouldn't
using
do
your stuff to the full advantage. And like I was saying earlier, like you would think with all this training that they have some like formations.
Yeah.
Delta squat up.
Yeah.
For me, I totally agree, Brody, because as soon as in this new episode when they were like, yes, they have come and taken our people before. So this is normal for us.
And
I
they
was like,
will kill it.
go in a cave. There are
Yeah.
crocodiles jumping out of lakes and pterodactyls coming out of the sky, and y'all are just hanging out here.
Yeah.
Dumb.
It feels like we're watching like some prehistoric movie where these cave people are just helpless to all these creatures.
Yeah.
I'm like, you have jetpacks, you have guns, you have all these things. You have all these things that detect heat, and none of you can tell when some of this stuff's about to happen.
Yeah.
And they're target practicing on the water.
Yeah. Again, they don't learn.
Got that one.
No, I think I'm going to have to agree with you, Brody.
You're going to agree? Okay.
Yeah.
Milk toast.
All right. Well, I got 2 agrees, so I'm going this direction.
Okay.
All right, Christian, you're up.
All right. If I had to come up with a hot take for this episode, I say Bo-Katan has the best Mandalorian armor. And here's why. It embodies part of her own identity. It's personal. And she's got the whole owlet thing and whatnot, the night owl. And it's got a modern ergonomic twist to it. Very part of her. And now she's got an awesome classic straight up Beskar.
You know Sabine Wren exists.
Yes, but this is cool. And
Okay,
she has got
You just said she was not cool.
No, I'm saying you're not listening to me. Shut up.
Why do you hate women?
Don't fight, you guys.
This is why we You know what? This is her left shoulder emblem with the mythosaur, that going for the classic Beskar and all that.
Yes.
I think that's a perfect combination of blending the two, of like kind of like what it's getting at with like blending these factions of beliefs. I think now style wise, I think there are other armor sets that I love more. I like Django's look the most.
Okay.
But I think hers is just the best all around and a great symbol.
That makes sense. I disagree.
Why?
Well, first off, I mean, Boba's got knee rockets, and those are amazing. Boba's looks
Disagree
cool.
because
I guess I didn't have anything else to say.
Din's whole Beskar look is like the shiny chrome future.
Yes,
So,
I agree with that too. Can I go again?
go ahead.
I have nothing else to say.
Okay,
Chili,
that's
what do
what
you
I
think?
It's not my favorite armor. We did talk about how it might be the most efficient, or well, she's just the most efficient, which is kind of heading into my hot take, because when they were scaling the cliff and he's got that, did you guys notice the ridiculously giant gun thing he has on his back? It's comically huge.
It's a lot of weight.
For no reason.
Why
We're
you
like,
got-
oh,
you're
we're taking it on a
compensating.
covert
Yeah.
like mission.
In case you're gonna mow down everything and miss your child, it makes sense.
And over the sky.
And
and
bring
keep
it
going.
over a mountain.
Right.
Yeah.
And they
That's-
even said like, no guns because they'll hurt the kid.
He's like, no, I'm from
It's my
Texas.
emotional support gun.
He's like, I bring this with my F-150 wherever I go, partner. We're going up and getting that child.
Take it from my cold dead hands.
Oh, sorry, Christian. We're gonna vote that down, but I love it. I love it, and I love
Apparently
you.
not.
But
Love it, but I hate it.
Yeah, sorry.
I got a bad feeling about this hot take.
All right, Jilly, what's your hot take?
So mine is kind of in between you guys, which is just that Bo-Katan is the best Mandalorian that exists at this time, period. End of story. Because the way she handled when Din got nabbed by that weird Grievousy alien blood-sucking
Yeah.
monster guy, whatever he was. I'm sorry, but I thought it was awesome. I know lots of people on the internet were like, she took it down too easily, blah, blah, blah. Disagree. She was awesome. She's trained with the Darksaber, right? So she just easily, like a Jedi would maybe, cut off its legs. Easy. There you go. Bye-bye. And then in this, they were totally lost without her. It's comical how lost they are without her. And, you know, she's had some bad luck, but I don't think that is at all because of her experience level or, you know, capability. It's just is what it is. So I think she is the best Mandalorian. The hardest core Mandalorian. Yes, that's
okay. All right.
Okay.
I'll vote. I was like, whoa, we're getting I don't know. And then hardest core. All right, I'm gonna vote that up.
Wow,
All the way.
Mr. Boba Fett himself will allow this slander on his show.
She's got a better story than Boba for sure.
Hey, but Boba
wow.
has those darts from his
I'll
knee.
never forget that. Well, I'm going to hold him to this forever. But I agree too, because she has been the guiding force for this whole season, really.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited to see more of her. She's just killing it.
Yeah, she's got the strongest resume.
Also, can we even quantify, qualify Boba as Mandalorian? He doesn't accept that
That's true.
title.
Right.
He hasn't ever lived any sort of way. So I don't even know if I could even jump into that argument yet. But I think he will be. And at that case, I'll have to have you back on just so we can, at that point, really debate it. But yeah, no, I'm going to vote it up.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And KG, I'm so sorry. I'm also from Texas, so I can throw a little bit of shade that way. From San Antonio, so yeah, I saw a lot of big trucks growing up.
Yeah.
And moved away, and I'm like, where's everyone's trucks? In Texas. So, all right, if you want to hear more amazing questions like that one, then we're gonna have some better questions than that one. It's time for the last segment of the show.
Let's do it.
Trivia time.
This is the way to trivia time!
We didn't prep Jilly at all. We have all these transitions. She's like, what did I sign up for? What?
No, I love them. They're hilarious.
Thank you. Christian, what's the question of the week?
Oh, man. This one, I got to find a good one, all right?
Okay. Take your time.
Just some weird, obscure ones.
I kind of like weird and obscure, though.
What was Luke Skywalker dangling from beneath Cloud City when he summoned Leia? A satellite dish. B, an antenna. C, a weather vane. D, a sensor array.
I'm going to go with antenna.
All right.
What were the other two besides that and sensor array?
Satellite dish.
No.
Weather vane.
I'm going to say the sensor one.
All right.
Yeah.
Jilly?
Sensor thing.
It was the weather vane.
Oh, wow.
What even is a weather vane? That's a part of the show.
Yeah.
You should have seen the other question.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What's the next one?
Let's get a different. Oh, this one's fun. How many nostrils do tauntauns have?
Ooh.
2, 4, 6, 8.
I was hoping there would be an odd number.
I'm going to
one.
say 2. They're throwing us off.
Like 3. I'm going to say 4.
It's probably 4.
Jilly?
Recalling the image, I feel like it's 2 as well, but that seems too easy. I don't know.
I
2.
know.
You would think it is 4.
Yeah. Why do they
KG
need-
got it.
Why do they need the extra 2 nostrils? That introduces a whole lot of slew of other sinus issues. Why those
It's
poor
true.
things.
You got one set for additional heating of that air that's coming in. It's just,
You ever seen Bill Hader's impersonation of a tauntaun?
yeah. And his impersonation of Jabba the Hutt is pretty good. Too.
Yeah. Dude, I know. Well, this has been such a fun episode of Duel of the Rings. Jilly, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. Always fun. I love it.
Wait a
Love
minute.
trivia,
We
love
got to
hot
talk
takes.
about bingo.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
some people have been
bingo.
waiting for this because we had 2 different numbers that came up during this episode.
Yes. All right. We're going to announce them.
We got 2 people.
2.
From this episode, we had numbers 21 and 27 occur. So if you have those 2 on your cards, mark them off. Number 21, we met a new Jedi.
Keller and Beck.
Yeah,
That's
Beck.
amazing.
Yep. And number 27, we learned who saved Grogu. 2 birds, 1 stone.
I'm so glad we decided to do this and how like every single episode there's been something knocked off.
Yeah. We've
And
been
we're
hitting 'em.
following everyone's cards. I think there's close to like 50 people playing or something like that. And it's
And there's a couple
Some
that are
people
getting
really
close.
close.
couple that are really close. I think we have a couple that are just 1 away now.
So you better be paying
Oh,
attention
man.
to your cards.
Best
Yep.
be watching.
Yep.
Someone's getting a t-shirt.
I know.
Or fanny pack.
or
Or fanny
pack or a fanny pack, something.
Whatever
Yeah.
you want on the store.
I was kind of thinking of getting myself one of those fanny packs before Europe. It's like, what am I gonna do? Just put it all in my pockets?
Yeah. No, that's begging to get pickpocketed.
Put it in front of me.
Yeah.
I've been pickpocketed once.
That
And
is
it was,
one of
it
my
was
worst
Obama's
fears.
fault, actually.
What?
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
pickpocketed you?
that would be a way greater story. No, I'm in New York City. I'm in Manhattan, and I've got, this is like 09, and I've got this camcorder that I like put in my pocket. I had like cargo shorts back then. I was a freshman in high school, and all of a sudden Obama's in a car, like some like stretch vehicle thing, and his car's going by me. And this massive wave of people run into me and around me. And I was just like getting tossed around like I was at some sort of like Aerosmith concert in '83. And next thing I know, the crowd leaves and my phone's here, my wallet's here, but the camcorder's gone. And I
That's
look
what you
around.
get for bringing a camcorder around with you.
Yep.
It's your
Like,
fault.
rob
Brody.
this dweeb.
Cargo shorts, camcorder. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's like easy target.
They were like, this fool's gonna have a Star Wars podcast one day. Let's make that road.
Beat 'em up.
Let's get that road to content creation a little bit tougher on him.
Nice.
Get that greaser.
So that was numbers 21 and 27, right?
21 and 27.
21 and 27.
Yeah.
All right.
That's it. That's this week's episode of Duel of the Ranks, folks. Jilly, for those who were not listening to the beginning of this episode, first off, why? Secondly, where can they follow you?
so I am on TikTok and soon to be on YouTube at Leia It Down.
Lay it down.
Ooh. Well,
Love
we've already
it.
got some subs.
Good play on
Yeah.
words.
Yeah, we're going to be following. Really excited. You're going to have a great channel on YouTube. And yeah, we also have a YouTube channel. We put stuff out there. Amanda, where can people find our stuff?
Yeah, check us out at dueloftheranks.com. If you look up Duel of the Ranks, you'll find us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. And yeah, next week we'll be recording chapter 21, our review here. But after that, we're going to be in Europe. So it's our last one in studio for a while.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you're not going to want to miss it,
Nope.
is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Yep. We're going to be in Europe. We
So
got
yeah.
it. We're bringing the studio with us. Well, we're bringing mics.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a-
Like and subscribe our channel and join us on our live chats every Thursday at 6 p.m. Central Time. We love to hear your guys' hot takes too. So make sure you submit them to us.
If you got a friend who likes Jar Jar Binks, share this episode with them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to the Jar Jar fans.
Yeah.
All the Jar Jar fans. This is for you. Well, that's this week's episode. We'll see you next week. Adios, y'all.